I grew up saying that I was going to be the greatest basketball player who ever lived. So I've been doubted a lot. And I used to fight it. I used to feel like it was something that made me worth less if people were doubting me. I used to make this big thing. If somebody was doubting me, hating on me, trying to make me feel smaller, then they became enemy number one. It was all that was on my mind. It was all I talked about. It was all that I concentrated on. And guess what? It took my love for the game of basketball away, which is exactly what people who try to tear you down want. They want you to stop. They want you to doubt. They want you to feel the lack of self worth that they feel themselves. Otherwise, they wouldn't attack you with their doubts, with their just hatred. Now, I'm not saying that I'm the greatest basketball player ever, but I also know that I'm always working to be the greatest basketball player that I can be, among other things. I want to be the greatest YouTuber I can be. I want to be the greatest author I can be. The list goes on. I just want to be a great person. Whether I win NBA championships or any professional basketball championships, that doesn't really matter. I'm blessed to play the game that I love professionally. And I'm blessed to be able to share the lessons that I've learned along that path. That's that's the reward. But I would never be able to say those words if every single doubter, every single person who maybe said one thing and then did the other, or looked like they believed in me and then in the important moment didn't. If I let those people just control my thoughts, control my energy, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be sitting here smiling and talking to you. For sure not. So, what do we do? Right? Let's just do a little hypothetical. I like storytelling. So, let's do this, right? You're in 11th grade and you have the idea for an invention. Let's say it's a 5K camera, right? We're filming at 4K. Let's say it's 2020, or I don't know. I'm sure 5K is already a thing. Just bear with me. Let's say 6K. You know what? 10K. Why not? You have the idea for a 10K camera, and you have a plan that you're going to execute. And you're sitting at the lunch table. Everybody's talking about their grades and Mrs. Bottenmeyer who failed them again, and just she picks her nose, and everyone knows it, and she just doesn't care, right? So everybody's talking about it, and you say, "Hey, you know what? I have this great idea, and I want to tell you guys about it." Everybody's like, "Oh man, Billy has an idea. I don't know what your name is. Maybe your name is Billette." Well, Billy Billette, right? Billy/Billette has an idea, and you share your idea, and everybody's like, "Whoa, man, that would be awesome!" And then I could reach out and I could touch the person, and I could smell what's going on in the video. Man, I didn't even know that was possible. And then this dude named Paul comes around the corner and says, "Yeah, because that's not possible." Billy/Billette is such an idiot. How could she think that this is possible to do? I mean, anyone who suggests a 10K camera just has never worked with cameras. I know cameras. I've been using cameras since I was a little kid, and a 10K camera is impossible. What did that do to your energy? Just listening to Paul go on and on about how your idea is impossible. Well, what do you think people were thinking when the Wright brothers said, "Hey, we're gonna build an airplane. We're gonna build a machine where men can fly"? Don't mind I'm here at my grandmother's house, so it's some other people walking around, moving around, doing their thing. There was a grandfather clock just there. Don't mind that. It's just snippets out of my life. And I was gonna record this a little bit later, but then I thought, no, get this message out right now. So, what did people think when the Wright brothers said, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna fly"? Are you crazy? men weren't born to fly, and all these different things. Their own family didn't believe. Why should they? They didn't make it real yet. So it's okay if people don't believe in you. It's okay. Let them. Mel Robbins, I've been deep into her work recently. I've been reading the hard copy of The High Five Habit, listened to the audiobook of The Let Them Theory, and she hits the nail on the head. This is something that I unconsciously, subconsciously have been doing, but it was just great to just get that affirmation and reaffirm it listening to her book, talking about, hey, you don't have to buy into everything. You don't have to convince the world. Nobody has convinced the world. Look at sports. Some of the best sports games are the World Cup. The World Cup, it's not that far away, right? And maybe you're watching this years later. If you are, maybe it's getting close again to World Cup time. Who knows? But here today, in today's world, this past summer, it was the World Cup. And it was the biggest sporting event in the world. Why? Because different nations disagreed on who was going to win. It's the whole point. I look at my profession, basketball. We all go to the game. I match up with a different team. My team says we're going to win. Their team says they're going to win. And we play and we figure out who's going to win. Their team doubts us. Our team doubts them. And we play and we figure it out. And someone's right in the end. Just like in your situation, somebody is going to be right. And sometimes you're going to be wrong. Right now, with my prediction that I had when I was 6 years old that I would be the greatest basketball player of all time, guess what? It doesn't look so great. But why did I even say that? Why did I even put that out there? Because my goal was to become the greatest basketball player that I could be. I don't even know if I knew who Michael Jordan was. I wasn't in GOAT debates and all this stuff that people buy into. I just knew that I wanted to be the greatest that I could be. And I felt like there should be no limit on that. If another man, another human can do that, then so can I. And yeah, hey, my path has been up and down. And sometimes I've listened to those doubts way more than I should have. But it's okay. Let it happen. Somebody's doubting you. Guess what? You can listen to it. Maybe somebody has a point. Maybe they give you some insight that you didn't have before. Or maybe it's just complete trash and you throw it where it belongs, in the garbage. And you keep doing whatever it is that you're doing. I'll take another example. Social media is a great example. My uncle's coming back down the stairs. Don't mind him. Social media. I started with social media in October. Last October. I got some YouTube accounts floating around and some videos floating around, but I started on Instagram and I said, hey, I'm going to post every single day. I'm doing the same thing on YouTube now with these long form videos every single day. But there, I said, hey, I'm going to post every single day and we're going to see where it goes. And now, months later, less than a year later, we're over 20,000 followers. Close to 23,000 followers on Instagram. 23,000 people who I had no idea existed and would want to listen to me before. No idea. But guess what? The first 400 posts, I had more posts than I did followers. It's real. The first months, it was very stop and go. I very much, in my own mind, was like, man, is this even worth it? Is this even possible? So I can only imagine the people who saw my videos popping up on their feeds, who knew who I was, saying, what is he trying to do? What does he think he's doing? He's posting too much. Blah, blah. Why would he even blah, 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 blah. Right? But guess what? A lot of those people have seen me stick with it, have seen me continue to show up, and have seen the value in what I bring. What I say, what I post every single day. And a lot of those people have reached out to me and said, man, I love what you're doing. Keep it going. That's awesome. That doesn't mean that needs to be your goal to make the doubters come onto your side or whatever, because some people are just going to doubt and hate no matter what you do. That's why I say let them, right? That's why Mel Robbins says let them. Because if you can't even convince them otherwise, no matter what you do, guess what? It's not even worth your time. Right? That's like trying to pull the sun up out of the sky because it's too hot. You can't do it. So you might as well jump in a pool. You might as well find a place that has some air conditioning. Take a cold shower or something. The sun's not going anywhere until nighttime. Same in the winter. It's snowing. It's cold. What are you gonna do? You can't bring the sun back. You can't put the earth. You can't retilt the earth and put us closer to the sun to make it warmer. You can't do that. So you better bundle up. You better start a little campfire. You better take a hot shower. You better do something, because this situation is not changing. So you have to deal with it. Either you go inside where the cold isn't, right? Where the doubters aren't. If they're out there, they're being cold, they're being mean, distance yourself. It's okay. Keep doing what you're doing though. Keep doing what you're doing, because summer's gonna come. Everybody who thinks it's not gonna stop snowing, guess what? Seasons change. Times change. But you have to be prepared for those times to change. You have to be willing to stick through it, even when people don't believe in you. Because people not believing in you, that's not a sign that it's not meant to be. People not believing in you, if anything, is a sign that you've made it to a point to where they can't ignore what you're doing. Which means you're one step closer to really making it into what you want it to be. Another example that I love to use is like street artists or just artists in general. If you look at the initial sketches, you would think, man, I could do the same thing. If they just left those there, you'd be like, hey, this is okay. I mean, yeah, I see a little something here, but easy work. But the final product, sometimes it's photorealistic. And it started with a sketch that looked like you and I could do it. And you might be an artist. If you are, hey, what's up? You're awesome. But yeah, what are we talking about? And if you don't believe me, look up some street art. Look up some artists who make photorealistic stuff and watch the time lapse. It is mind-blowing. The beginning of any process is going to look like it's a beginner. That's the whole point. That's the whole definition. So don't get caught up in that. Other people are going to want to hate and put their own beliefs on you. But that's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is making sure you do the things that you want to do in your life. And I know this turned into a little bit of a rant. It was a little bit all over the place. It's just how it is. It's not scripted. These videos probably aren't going to be. Maybe I'll do something in the future. Hey, Timo, I haven't forgotten about you. Life is just crazy. Okay, Timo is my editor. It just hasn't been anything for him to edit. I got you. Life is going to settle down here this coming month. So hopefully we can tap in and do some work. But with that being said, I just want you to remember that the best is yet to come. Don't worry about the doubters. Let them doubt. But you continue to do what you do. I'll see you tomorrow. And, or on the next video, which you should be able to find right here. And the option to subscribe and continue seeing my daily videos, whether they be here in my grandparents' house or where I'm moving to next. It's right here. I'll see you wherever you choose to see me next.